My Equinox EV is back home. This is a follow-up to a video I posted just a couple days ago when my 2024 Chevrolet Equinox EV behind me here reported that it had a high voltage battery fault, and when I attempted to drive it to the dealer for service, it just completely powered off, shut off, and it had to be towed. That's only a couple days later, and it ended up not having a high voltage battery problem. It didn't even have a 12-volt battery problem that I suspected could be the cause. Well, then what was the issue? Let's get into it. Today's video is sponsored by EVChargingStations.com. If you drive an electric vehicle or you're planning to, this site is packed with comprehensive charger reviews, detailed DC fast charging graphs, and the latest news from all of the fast charging networks. You'll find real-world testing, easy to understand comparison, and deep dives into how different electric vehicles actually charge. Before you buy an EV charger or plan your next road trip, make sure to bookmark EVChargingStations.com and make smarter charging decisions. All right, well, the Equinox is back home and much faster than I had expected. I had it towed to the dealership last Friday afternoon. Today's Wednesday, and I picked it up. They actually called me yesterday morning on Tuesday to say the vehicle was ready to be picked up, but I couldn't pick it up yesterday. So it's back in my driveway 5 days later. I was really expecting the worst with this. I've been driving electric vehicles for a long time. I have a lot of friends that own electric vehicles. When you get messages that, say service immediately, high voltage battery problem, when you see state of charge just fall off a cliff like that, the vehicle just shut off, hazards go on, and the vehicle horn starts honking, a lot of times that means there really is a serious problem with the high voltage battery. It could have been the 12-volt battery. It wasn't. We'll get into that. But I just wasn't feeling the 12-volt battery as the issue with this. The way that the state of charge dropped and how it turned on fine was at 46% and then went down to 0 and just shut off. I don't think the 12-volt battery would do that. It might bring on some of the other issues that we saw with the hazards going on, the horn honking, all different warnings coming up on the dashboard. That'll happen if you have a problem with your 12-volt, but the other things really shouldn't happen with the 12-volt, not at least in my experience. Okay, so, obviously there really wasn't a serious high voltage battery problem because I wouldn't have it back a few days later. And of all things, the dealer told me it just needed a software update. I'm a little perplexed by that. Let me read the service page here. So the concern was customer states service charging system message. Vehicle went from 46% to 0%. Doesn't say anything about it shutting off or anything like that, but they don't have a big area for them to write the issue, I suppose. Cause: diagnosed vehicle and multiple codes. Identify bulletin number 26-NA-031. Correction: diagnose and reprogram electric vehicle battery pack and perform communication module reset completed. That's it. So I asked the service writer at the desk when I showed up, well, can you give me a little bit more information about this? And unfortunately, he couldn't. His answer was, well, the texts don't really explain it to us. I was like, well, I'd kind of like to know how this just needed a reprogramming or a software update, and why the vehicle, if GM knows that the vehicles can have this serious problem where the vehicle just shuts off while you're driving, why weren't we notified? Is there a recall? No, there's no recall. And again, I'm sorry, I don't really know. I just know it needed a software update. We did it. Here's your key. Have a good day. So that's all I really got out of the dealership. And it was followed by, I can't wait until we stop selling these electric cars. We're transitioning to hybrids now. I didn't want to really go down that road with them. That's fine. People can have whatever opinions they want, but that was the opinion of the service writer at the dealership I went to, which I'm not even going to mention because I don't want people getting the dealership itself to be held accountable for that. But, for anybody wondering, GM's not transitioning to hybrids. They may start to sell some more hybrids in the interim until things change in the market, until electric vehicle battery prices come down and so forth and so on. But General Motors, as well as every other automaker, knows that the entire industry is transitioning to full battery electric vehicles. They're just unsure of the timeline. How fast is this going to happen? Is it going to be in the next 5 to 8 years? Probably not. Is it going to be 10 to 15 years? Is it going to take 25 years? Well, it's going to take the time when the costs of batteries come down, when the infrastructure gets better, when people are more people are more open to make a transition. So it's going to take some time, but make no mistake about it, there's no retreat from electric vehicle transition. It may slow down the next couple of years for obvious reasons and things that have happened here in the US, but the entire industry worldwide is transitioning to battery electric vehicles. It's a fait accompli at this point. And to deny it means you just don't understand the industry. But I understand why people are holding on to what they know and what they understand. And I think that was part of his reasoning, is that, he kind of was a little frustrated that he doesn't understand electric vehicles and, doesn't want to deal with them anymore. So he can't wait till, we don't have to deal with them anymore. But it is what it is. So that was what the problem was. Now, I did some research online since they couldn't give me a better answer of really what was going on. And I did find on General Motors service bulletin and recall list. And I found bulletin number 26-NA-031. And it's called Service High Voltage with Malfunction Indicator Lamp Illuminated and/or DTCs. And it says, this bulletin has been released and is now available for multiple 2022 to 2025 EV models, which means there's a service bulletin out there now for General Motors vehicles that if they have like a service high voltage battery warning light and potentially the vehicle shuts off like mine did, there's a service bulletin that the dealer should be able to upload this software and fix it. It's not a recall. It kind of should be, in my opinion, because this could have been incredibly dangerous. I understand I got the notification in my app and in the vehicle saying service vehicle, high voltage battery issue. So maybe at that point you should say you shouldn't just drive it. But I made an appointment at the dealer and I was just trying to drive to the dealership 10 miles from my house when the thing just shut off. So if this becomes a more widespread issue, I think that service bulletin should go to a recall. Let's see, maybe it's not a widespread issue. But if you do own a General Motors electric vehicle and you get the service high voltage battery issue, I recommend you have the vehicle towed to your dealer. Don't drive it, because luckily mine shut off right on my block. If I was on the highway or something and it shut off, it could have been a lot worse. So, and also write down that service bulletin number. You could show up to the dealer and literally tell them, here, look this service bulletin up, do this to my car. And at least as a first step, you might actually have a high voltage battery problem, but I think that would be the first thing that they would do to determine if that makes it go away or not. So I'm good to go. I think I'm going to monitor the car closely now, see what happens, but it appears as though it's fixed. I've driven it about 25, 30 miles today. I just wanted to give it a good workout. I charged it to make sure that no errors came up after I charged it. It charged fine. Everything seems to be working fine on my Equinox. So I'm back in the Equinox EV, and it was just a software update that caused the issue. Anyway, let me know what you think about this issue in the comment section below. I'm really curious to hear what people think, if this is something that should get elevated to a recall. Should General Motors electric vehicle owners be notified that there's a potential problem like this? And if it happens, perhaps don't drive the vehicle, have it towed to your dealership so that they can perform this software update. It's troubling that it just shut off like that. And I'd hate to see somebody get hurt. So I strongly advise, if you see this notification in the vehicle or in your app or both, like I did, don't drive it anymore. Just call General Motors Towing, have it towed to the dealership, let them perform the service bulletin. Hopefully that makes it go away. As I said, throw your comments in the comment section below. Let's talk about this. And listen, if this is your first time here at State of Charge, please hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming electric vehicle news and reviews. As always, thanks for watching.